Hey everyone, it's your boy Matt. This is Tac0 admin for 7th of April 2026. What's going to happen is that I'm going to continue making videos. Those videos are going to be primarily for an educational purpose. There is still going to be a continuation of the project. I'm being very excited about how people around Canberra are still into the project. I still have people at Ainslie Village who are using this as an opportunity to address the project as an opportunity to have conversations about psychological stuff. I like it. I like it. I'm careful about it because I don't want this. I don't want the talking about emotions and the relational stuff to make people sloppy or people abrasive, because that happens very quickly. I also do not want to sort of be one of those Brene Brown kind of characters. She wrote this book about vulnerability. There were some good things about it, but it also was in a lot of ways very shockingly bad for a lot of people. It was a self-help book, and there was a big movement behind it. When you're running a self-help or a emotional movement, I guess, a psychology health movement, you need to be careful, and I'm careful because I don't want to end up in a situation where I get people who are otherwise well-functioning adults. They start thinking, oh, emotions so interesting. This is what it is to be a good person, is to be so emotional and shit. It's like, no, to be a good person is to act in a way that the people around you don't suffer and you and everyone around you flourishes. And that means being able to have emotional intelligence, keep track of your emotions, and get on with people. It doesn't mean becoming very sooky, and it doesn't mean becoming an open sort of book, okay? I'm overly vulnerable. I am like this because I'm running a process art project which requires me to relate to an audience in a very open way. This isn't how I encourage people to behave. I behave in the ways that I do because they are appropriate to my situation. For example, I've used my alcohol dependency as a comedic device. It's really funny watching this kind of senior, respectable social leader or whatever, like, the healthcare person, whatever, right, become this complete mess. It's like watching your high school teacher go downhill, and it's a lot of fun to watch and be a part of. It's also not behavior which I recommend to people. I engage in this behavior because I have a problem and because it maintains attention on the project. So there's that part. Now, the final thing I need to communicate today is I have not done anything particularly illegal or done anything which is deserving of punishment. And the lesson which needs to be taught to the public here is that the police are bad people and the authorities are bad people. And that's the lesson I want to teach to little kids who have watched this, is that the authorities, they're people who have been attracted to that position because they want to feel pleasure in causing suffering, and they want to feel virtuous as they're doing it. It's very difficult to have that feeling when you're taking on someone who's bigger than you. If you want that feeling, you take on someone who's smaller, because you're going to win on that person who's smaller, unless you fight me and I will fuck you up, bitch. Now, that's the lesson I want to teach to kids, right? It's that crime pays. Crime pays if you're a person who is outside, who has the money to protect themselves. And society is built on different forms of people who are either fulfilling a social role of some kind, but many of those social roles are borderline criminal or are criminal. And what gets seen as criminal or not is defined by social optics, right, and our class structure. And white collar crime, the shit which I was around and I did not do anything bad with, I would go to a job, I would find out how the system worked, all the people around me had fucking eye blinders on, and then I have to explain to these fuckwit police officers these inadequate shits. I'm looking at you, Theo Olico, you pathetic little bitch. Like, I believe in a good lynching. I seriously do. When we have people in the police or the authorities who fuck up, you need to understand that the authorities do not take care of that. The community needs to take care of that. Okay? I believe in community justice when it comes to officials. I don't believe in random members of the public, but when it comes to government officials who fuck up because they are protected by the government, right? That's when we need to step in. Now, and I've made it very clear that I don't want Theo to be hit or anything bad like that to happen to him. I've made that very clear, right? So don't do that. I actually wish that guy well. He was this corrupt detective at the Australian Health Practitioner Registration Agency, or a person pretending to be one. And he ground me into poverty and made me live in this fucking homeless shelter. Disgusting behaviour. But the message that needs to be taught to children who have watched this story, who have watched their high school teacher kind of descend like this, is that police are bad people. Police are usually people who are engaged in that work because they want to feel virtuous while committing sadism. They get that feeling from people down the bottom because it's hard to do that to people at the top because you're less likely to win and it's a lot more work. Right? I will take a step back. Right? Many people in the police force are kind of okay, but the nature of that work is that reward cycle. And if you are trapped in that reward cycle and you lack the ironic distance and the self-awareness about yourself and your situation, like some shithead like Theo does, inadequate shit, what's he doing touching healthcare? What are you trying to police something like this? You're clearly not intellectually up to the standard where you're able to understand it, you dumb fuck. Right? If you're trapped in that reward cycle and you don't have the emotional intelligence, this is something which I'm happy to promote, is the concept of developing your own emotional intelligence. Just don't be sappy. If you don't have that, you're going to get trapped in these reward cycles and you're going to do really terrible things to people, right? Like driving a guy into living here, like that corrupt official did. And that's why I strongly believe you hit officials, right? The government protects their own. The police do not prosecute their other police officers. When you have corrupt officials, it's up to the community to deal with them. All right. Have a good day, everyone.